Hi Elizabeth, I thought that I would go ahead and just take a few moments to make you a video just to explain to you all of the resources that I've loaded onto your Cengage Learning Instructors account. You should have received an email just a few minutes ago that'll give you instruction on activating that account. Once you get the account all set up and have logged in, this is what your screen should look like. So you'll see a cover of the Mathis textbook and then a series of blue links below that. So I just want to run through some of these pretty quickly with you. The first down here at the bottom is going to be the instructor companion site. So this is where you'll come for resources to help you teach the course, such as the instructor's manual, test bank, PowerPoint, things like that. Over here on the top, you'll be able to download those items for each individual chapter, or if you wanted to go ahead and download a zip file of everything at once, you would just use these bottom links over here. The next piece I wanted to show you was CourseMate, and this is one of our digital solutions that is designed as a study tool for the students. So it's included free with the textbook if you opt to add it in, and it's just designed to better prepare the students for the course. So they've got some practice quizzing, some flashcards, videos, as well as some cases that they can go over, and then there's an HRM self-assessment down here, which is pretty neat as well. So there's different resources associated for each individual chapter, and like I said, just designed to give the students some extra practice, make them better prepared for lecture as well as in an exam. So this isn't an assignable homework tool where you would go in, pick assignments, and an associated grade to it. This is more of just kind of an on-your-own practice type thing. And then the last piece that I wanted to show you is MindTap. So this is going to be our assignable online homework solution that we do have. And I've created you a demo course so you can go in and look at it yourself if you would like to. And one of the neat things about MindTap is how we're viewing it now is independent, via our website. However, this is something that you can also integrate with Blackboard. So if you want your students to have a one-stop shop for all of their material for the course, we can actually embed this in your Blackboard course so everything would link out directly from there. So on the screen in front of me, what you'll see is what we call the learning path. So MindTap puts all of the content in a singular sequential learning path for the students that they can walk through the course. So we have each of the sections listed right here, and as you drill into each section, you'll see the chapters associated with that section. So let's go into chapter 1. Under chapter 1, we're now going to see the assessments and activities that are associated with that chapter. This first piece right here is actually going to be the ebook. So we'll take a quick look at that, and I'll show you some of the features that we have with our ebook. And you'll notice right off the bat that it's different than just a flat PDF of the textbook. And the reason it looks different is because it's fully interactive. So all of these little blue words, these are all going to be hyperlinks. So from here we can link out into any one of these sections, and it'll take us right there. And then throughout the book, you'll see other little blue hyperlinks. So this one will be to the footnote. We've got more footnotes right here. Or you might see some that are a glossary term that where if you clicked on it, you would be able to see the definition of the word. With the ebook, students can also highlight and make notes. So we'll highlight, and then I'll go ahead and add a note as well. So I'm going to save my note, and then you can also bookmark. Students can also change the size of the font. So if it's a little easier for them to read with a larger text, they can certainly change that as well. Over here we have the Read Speak app, which is something that students are really loving. This actually will read the text to you. So if they're in the car, on the bus, and they're just somewhere where they can't read, they can always listen to the textbook. This e-reader is also fully compatible on any mobile device, so their phone, their iPad, their laptop, wherever they may be, they can access and read or listen to their textbook. We have a little app over here called the Read Speak app, where the students can change the reading speed as well as the voice that reads to them. Down here we have a My Notes app, and this is actually going to keep track of all of those highlights, notes, and bookmarks that the students make. So over here on this first tab, you'll be able to keep track of all of the bookmarks that you've made throughout the book. And then in the middle, we'll keep track of any notes as well as highlights that are made. So it's easy for the student to come back to a spot where they've made a notation. And then right here in the notebook, it actually links up to Evernote. So if the students have an Evernote account, they can sign in right here. So if they're reading and taking notes, they can be doing that in here, and then they can also be using their Evernote account in class to take notes, and it will sync that all of those notes together. So it just makes it really convenient for the student. So let's get back into the learning path. Next, you'll see flashcards. Just your basic flashcards. They'll have the terminology from the textbook. You can just flip the card from here and then go on. You can shuffle the deck if you like. You can also create a card. So maybe if you're presenting some material that isn't covered in the textbook, but it's going to be covered on the exam, the students can create their own flashcard and have it included in that deck. The next option is going to be a chapter video. So just a brief little video that the students can watch after they have read the textbook. Up here. And then the next two items are going to be the graded assessment. So you'll see this little orange bubble. It calls out to the student that this is counted for a grade. So one of the great things about MindTap is that there's no confusion to the student about what's expected of them. They know exactly what's counted for a grade, when they need to complete it, and what they need to complete. So by having everything in this singular linear learning path, the students know exactly what comes next, and they can work through things sequentially. So I don't want to go too much into the assessment. We can take a look at this more in depth later if you'd like. I did want to keep the video brief, but I'll just kind of give you an idea of what one of the assessments would look like. So for this, they have 13 questions, so just multiple choice. Some of them might be true, false, or fill in the blank. The student would just work through here and then submit that, and then it would flow directly into your gradebook. So if you decided to link it with your Blackboard, the grades would actually flow directly into your Blackboard gradebook. And then if we did it separately, you have a separate gradebook in MindTap that we'll take a look at here in just a minute. Another great thing about this is that this is completely customizable. So maybe you decide that 2 assessments per chapter is a little much. You can certainly delete that. If you don't care for them to watch the video, you can delete that. You can really make this specific to your students and to your course. Another thing is you can actually add activities in. So I've done that right here, and I'll show you how we go and do this. So we'll add an activity up here. And so there are a number of things that we could add. We could add another homework assignment. We can search for a YouTube video. So if there's a video that you like to use, we can put that in the learning path. There's writing activities. You could link out to a separate external link, RSS feeds, more flashcards, or any content that you may have on your own. So let's look at YouTube, because I think this is really neat because you can actually search the entire YouTube database. And for management, I always like the office videos because I think that they're so funny. So we'll just click one right here, and we'll just say, be prepared to discuss in class. So you want the student to watch this video before they come to class and, be able to have a conversation about it. So we've added that right there in the learning path. And then you could, oh, sorry, I clicked the wrong thing. So we'll click right in there. So the student would see their instruction right here, and then they could watch the video. So really neat just being able to add in those extra features if there's anything outside that you like to include as well. So that's kind of the down and dirty of the learning path. Just to kind of highlight some of the apps that we do have over here on the right hand side. We have a glossary, a dictionary. We have the RSS feed link, so if you have a particular RSS feed you like them to follow, you can include that there. You have access to the full ebook, so this is just the ebook all together rather than sectioned out like it is in the learning path. Same thing with the flashcards. The whole entire deck of flashcards would be right here. The Read Speak app that we already spoke about, and then our ConnectJart app which is actually going to be a way to communicate with the class via social media. So when a student sets up their ConnectJard app, they would select which social media they prefer to be communicated with, whether it be Facebook or Twitter. So if you posted an announcement to the course, or if a student posted an announcement or a question to the course, the student would receive that information via whichever medium they chose. So maybe someone posts an announcement, has a question about something that happened in class, and then a student might receive that message via Facebook. So just a different way to communicate with the class. Since everyone has different preferred methods, this allows them to select that. And then right here we have the Progress app. Ours is going to be very unexciting because we have no students enrolled in the course. But you have just a regular grade book that would show all of the grades that the students had received on those gradable assessments. But another one of the really beneficial factors of MindTap is going to be these analytics. So the analytics are going to show how engaged a student is in the course, how much time they're spending, and what activities they're accessing. So if a student comes into class and says they're really struggling, they're doing poorly on the exams, you can always look at these analytics and see how engaged are they in the material and how much time have they spent practicing outside of class. And so that's always a good area to catch any at-risk students. It'll show you where the less engaged students are, so you can help them do better on the exams. And then lastly, over here you have a My Content app if there's anything on your own you wanted to add, as well as My Notes, which we already discussed briefly. So I'd be more than happy to go over this with you in more depth if you have any questions. Like I said, I just wanted to send you a brief video to give you just kind of a quick little tidbit on it. But if you have any questions, let me know. Thanks.